For more than a century, the lake had been a part of local life. People fished there. Children swam there during the summer. Families gathered along its shoreline for generations. To most residents, it was simply an old lake. Quiet. Ordinary. Familiar. Nobody imagined that beneath the dark water rested a secret hidden for over 100 years. A secret that would only be revealed when the lake finally disappeared. The decision to drain the lake came after concerns about aging infrastructure. Engineers discovered that the dam controlling water levels had become unstable. Repairs would require the lake to be partially emptied. Officials expected a routine project. Perhaps a few abandoned boats. Old fishing equipment. Maybe some forgotten trash accumulated over decades. Nothing more. At least, that was the expectation. As water levels began falling, strange objects started appearing. Old tree stumps emerged first. Then, sections of stone foundations. Residents were surprised but not alarmed. Many lakes were created by flooding older land. Discovering remnants of the past wasn't unusual. But as the water continued to retreat, workers noticed something else. Rows of wooden posts stretching across the lakebed. Too organized to be natural. Too deliberate to ignore. Nobody knew what they were. Archaeologists were called in. Initial examinations suggested the posts were extremely old. Possibly predating the lake itself. As investigations expanded, more structures appeared beneath layers of mud. Stone walls. Collapsed pathways. Fragments of buildings. What looked like an entire forgotten settlement slowly emerged from the water. The discovery immediately attracted attention. News spread quickly. How could an entire settlement exist beneath a lake for more than a century without anyone knowing? Historical records explained. More than 100 years earlier, the valley had been flooded intentionally to create the reservoir. Several small communities once occupied the area. Most residents relocated before construction. Over time, memories faded. Maps changed. And eventually, the old settlement disappeared from public consciousness. The lake had erased it. Or so people thought. Because the deeper workers dug, the stranger things became. Inside one collapsed structure, investigators discovered household items remarkably preserved by mud and water. Dishes remained stacked in cabinets. Furniture fragments rested where rooms once stood. Tools remained scattered across workshop floors. It looked as though time had simply stopped. Then they found something disturbing. A collection of personal belongings hidden beneath floorboards. Photographs. Letters. Children's toys. Items that should have been taken during evacuation. Yet somehow remained behind. The discovery raised questions. Why would families abandon personal possessions before leaving? Especially valuable items. Especially family photographs. Something felt wrong. Then came the journals. Several notebooks were recovered from sealed containers buried beneath debris. Many pages were unreadable. Others survived. Historians carefully restored what they could. The entries painted a troubling picture of the settlement's final years. Residents repeatedly mentioned unusual events. Strange sounds near the water. Animals refusing to approach certain areas. People claim they saw lights moving across the lake at night. Most investigators dismissed these stories as superstition. Until they reached the final entries. One journal described fear spreading through the community. Not because of flooding. Not because of relocation. Because of something found beneath the lake before it was created. The writer never explained exactly what it was. Only that workers digging foundations had uncovered something they weren't prepared to see. The pages became increasingly difficult to read. Sentences were crossed out. Names were removed. One entry simply stated, "Some things should remain buried." No further explanation followed. Interest in the discovery exploded. Researchers searched for evidence supporting the journal's claims. For weeks, nothing unusual appeared. Then, ground surveys detected an anomaly near the deepest section of the drained lake bed. Buried beneath layers of mud and sediment was a structure that didn't match anything on historical maps. It wasn't part of the settlement. It was older. Much older. Excavation began carefully. Workers removed the mud layer by layer. Slowly, stone emerged. Then more stone. Then an entire structure. No one knew who built it. No records mentioned it. No local stories described it accurately. It seemed to belong to a time long before the flooded community existed. The discovery unsettled experts. Because structures don't simply appear without history. Yet this one seemed disconnected from everything around it. Inside the structure, investigators found carvings worn nearly smooth by time. Symbols no one immediately recognized. Fragments of tools. Pieces of pottery. Evidence suggesting people had gathered there centuries earlier. Perhaps much longer. But one discovery stood above the rest. At the center of the structure was a sealed chamber. Naturally, curiosity took over. The chamber had remained closed for an unknown length of time. Possibly hundreds of years. Possibly more. When it was finally opened, expectations ran high. Many hoped for artifacts. Historical treasures. Evidence explaining the site's purpose. Instead, investigators found almost nothing. The chamber was nearly empty. Except for a single object. A stone tablet. Covered in weathered markings. And beneath it, a message carved into the floor. Experts spent months attempting to interpret the symbols. Most theories disagreed. Translations varied. But several researchers reached a similar conclusion. The inscription appeared to be a warning. Not a dedication. Not a memorial. A warning. About something beneath. Something hidden deeper underground. Something deliberately sealed. The discovery immediately divided opinion. Some dismissed the interpretation entirely. Others became fascinated. Theories spread online. Ancient civilizations. Lost cultures. Forgotten rituals. None could be proven. Yet the mystery refused to disappear. Because no one could explain why a warning would be buried beneath a lake. Or why generations seemed determined to hide the site's existence. Today, much of the lake has returned. Water once again covers large sections of the valley. The settlement rests beneath the surface. The ancient structure remains protected from public access. And many records surrounding the excavation remain incomplete. Officially, the project was a remarkable archaeological discovery. Unofficially, many who worked there still remember the feeling they had when the lake bed revealed its secrets. Because what emerged wasn't just a forgotten town. It was evidence that something had been hidden beneath the water for far longer than anyone imagined. And even now, no one can say with certainty what the warning was trying to protect people from.